do as well. Are we live? We are live.
Alive.
We're live. Instagram is not enjoying itself today. Take you out and take you in again. We are live. Is that live? Right, awesome guys. Welcome on in if you are joining us for lovely Flex 15. So if you're joining us on Insta or on Facebook, you can also jump over to our Zoom room, which is on risewitha1.co.uk/online, and then I get to see you. Hey Flora, how you doing? You're right, Flora's just jumped in. So yes, this is, it's very soon to get started. This is Flex 15, so this is our newest Flex sequence. Super exciting. So as ever, just take it your own pace. You don't really need anything except yourself and a mat. Sometimes if you know you like to have a brick or a strap in your practice, you might want to have one available, but on the whole, nothing needed for today. Just a big old smile and just a nice cozy space to practice in. All right, 15 seconds to go, so let's come on down and get started in our wide leg child's pose. So thinking about bringing knees out wide towards the edges of the mat, big toes together, hips down towards the heels, and stretching the spine long out in front of you. So you're all super welcome on into Flex 15. Just closing the eyes and taking a few moments to settle, to find the breath, start to find space in the body. So knees are wide towards the edges of the mat, hips moving towards the heels. Don't quite worry if they're not quite there yet. We're just aiming to find that sensation of the tailbone dropping. And from there you can, on the inhale, start to extend the spine, reaching the spine long, and let the chest sink through the arms. The eyes and the jaw and the face can soften. And seeing if you can encourage that breath into a smooth, steady rhythm. Deep breaths into the back body, into the spine. Easy exhales. Taking 3 more breaths here. Deep breath in. And out. Really starting to let the body soften, the mind soften too. One more really deep breath in. And out. From there, grounding down with the hands, rolling your way up and finding your way to a table pose. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just take a moment to find some strength in the abdominal muscles and find some strength in the arms. So fingers are spread out wide, weight is evenly distributed. You want to press into the fingertips, into the second knuckles. Strong through the core. And from there, we're just going to pop straight up into a plank. So tucking the toes and finding your way to a plank. Crown of the head is reaching forwards, squeezing in the core. If you want to challenge yourself, maybe shuffle the toes back, but what we're aiming for is to keep the shoulders over the wrists, the core engaged. Deep breaths in and out here. So thinking about that, glutes are engaging. We're pressing really hard with the hands into the mat. And from there, we're going to take some little circles with the shoulders. So just starting to warm up the wrists. So just little circles, using the toes to move the body one way, keeping the core engaged. If you need to drop down to the knees to take the same movement, feel free. Just a really subtle little movement. Little circles, 2. And 1, changing direction. So really subtle little circles, keeping the core engaged, thinking about the spine staying long, just starting to bring some awareness, some heat into the wrists, preparing for our flow. Working here for 3, 2, and 1, dropping to the knees, hands under the shoulders, and working into the spine, little cat-cow. So inhale, let the gaze lift, roll the shoulders down, the back stretch out through the chest. And exhale, squeezing in the abdominals, tucking the chin to the chest, press really hard with the hands into the mat, arching through the back body, really stretch out there, and then taking it back. Inhale, lifting, opening out through the heart, big deep stretch through the chest. And exhale, arching, powering the hands into the mat, powering the top of the spine to the sky. Feel that beautiful release through the neck. One more inhale, opening the heart, stretching out. And exhale, squeeze the core, lengthen, stretch back. From there, we're going to come into a table, and we're just going to continue to build some strength in the wrists. We're going to just lift the heels of the hands together, one at a time, or if you can, both at the same time, and then lower them down. So slow lift and lower. So this is a really great exercise for strengthening the wrists. It also shows us how much of our energy when we're in a plank or in a table needs to be in our fingers. We're trying to take it away from the wrists. So just working here. If you feel like popping it up into a plank, you can work in a plank either one at a time or both at a time. So either from plank or table, just working here for another 3, starting to build some strength, some heat. Really important to give the wrist some attention, particularly if you've been at a desk all day. 2, 1 more. And 1, releasing there. From there, you might need to bring the knees a little closer in towards the wrists. I'm just going to flip the palms and gently just start to stretch in to 1, maybe both if it feels comfortable wrists. I'm quite tight in the wrists, so I'm going to just shuffle my knees a little further forwards. But if it's comfortable, you might be able to move further back. But don't feel like you've got to push it. Take it really easy. We're aiming to just gently start to open out space. Working here for 3, 2, and 1, flipping the palms back over, and then we're going to turn the fingertips to face the knees. Similar idea, the wrists, they're now facing the short side of the mat, and if it's comfortable, don't worry if it's not. So as I said, I'm quite tight here, so I'm not moving very far. You might be able to move a little further, just aiming to find that sensation of stretch. This isn't a stretch you want to really press, we just want to find a gentle opening, so take care. Working here for 3, gently opening out 2, and 1, set yourself back into a table pose. Strong through the core, tucking the toes, and finding your way to a plank position. From there, we're going to inhale the left foot up high, squeezing that left glute, and exhale, driving knee to nose. So starting to build some heat here. Inhale, extend that left glute, strong through the glute, and drive knee to nose, strong core. Keeping the hands stable, knees if you need to. 1 more, lift, 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 squeeze, and drive. Left foot back, either coming to table or plank. Same again, right side, right foot lift, squeeze that right glute, strong core, and drive knee to nose. So extend and stretch back, really focusing on stability and control in the rest of the body, and drive knee to nose. 1 more time, stretch, 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 squeeze that right glute, and drive knee to nose. Right foot meets left, dropping to the knees, come all the way down, so hips come to heels, inhale, reach up, stretch up tall. And exhale, take an easy twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, focusing on length through the spine, stretching out through the upper back. Inhale, reaching tall, lift and extend. Exhale, easy twist. So we're stretching around, drawing the shoulders back, long spine, deep breath in. And inhale, reach up, come up high on the knees, stretch up. And exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes, find your first downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, the fingers are spread out really wide. You want the pointer finger facing forward, so there's a slight external rotation through the hands. Squeezing in the core, you're finding that deep upside down V-shaped position. Feel free to have a play with whether the legs or the feet are closer or further together. You want to find somewhere that feels good for you. Thinking about wrapping the upper arms away from the ears, almost like the creases of the elbows come to the sky. From there, really press hard with the hands into the mat. We're aiming to find a broadness through the upper back, squeezing in the core, lengthening through the spine. From there, lift the quads, almost like you're trying to lift up the kneecaps. Those are the opposite muscles to the hamstrings, and lifting the quads is really going to help you get into the hamstrings. Squeezing in the core is going to help us lengthen the lower back. So downward facing dog, we're aiming to build strength, so we're building strength in the arms, in the shoulders, in the core. We're also thinking about finding space in the back body, so we're aiming to send the hips high, let the spine release to gravity. We're aiming to open up space in the hammies, in the calves, and the lower back. So lifting up the quads, engaging the core is really going to help there. Focusing on the breath, we're going to be here for another 3, inhaling. Feel that spine lift. Exhale, focus on power. 2. Taking 1 more really deep inhale. Exhale. And from there, walk the feet towards the hands, finding your way into a floppy forward fold. So here, just taking a little pedal out, a little shake out, a little sway from side to side. Maybe taking one hand in one elbow, one in the other. We're just aiming to really open up and lengthen through the back body. Thinking about the sit bones coming over the heels, the slight bend in the knees, whatever feels good. Head and shoulders relax completely. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, just letting the body relax and drape, opening up space. 2. And 1, release the arms, ground down with the feet, root to right, lifting, stretching all the way up to the sky, reaching tall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful stuff. Let's start to bring some flow, some movement. So step into the front of the mat, spreading the toes out wide, engaging the muscles, legs. Inhale, reach up tall, stretch up, maybe a little baby back bend. Exhale, swan dive, folding forwards, bending the knees if you need to, hands plant, head drops, floppy spine. On an inhale, find a long flat back, so bringing hands to shins or floating up high on the fingertips, hips over heels, strong core, lengthening through the back body. And exhale, refold, planting the hands, hop, step or jump, finding your way to plank. Fingers are spread out wide, core engaged, knees if you need to, lifting the left foot up, externally rotating the left knee, or bring left knee to left tricep, and back again. We're trying to keep the hips stable, the core engaged. Try as much as you can not to wiggle from side to side. Really slow, controlled movements on the left side for another 3. So moving with control, 2. 1 more. And release straight into our second side. So the right foot's going to lift, bring right knee to right elbow, and back again. Thinking about keeping the core engaged. Try not to wiggle from side to side with the hips. Knees if you need to, try to find that external rotation for another 3. Well done. 2. And 1. Right foot meets left. Use the toes, move the body weight forwards, bend through the elbows into a low plank. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, squeeze the glutes, point the toes, up dog, engaging the muscles of the legs. Exhale your way to a downward facing dog. Hips up high, stretching up, reaching up, finding our lovely full downward facing dog. Thinking about extending those hips as high as you can, engaging the muscles of the legs, really squeeze the core, focus on extension, on stretch, deep breath in, and down. So thinking about wrapping the triceps away from the ears, just taking 1 more deep breath in, and out here. And from there, looking to the hands, little bend of the knees, hop, step, jump towards the hands. Inhale, extend, long, flat back, stretching out. Exhale to fold. Grounding down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extending up tall, reaching up. And exhale, fold straight back down. Second flow. Inhale, long, flat back, reaching out. Exhale, planting the hands. And hop, step, jump, find your way to a plank. From here, finding a side plank, so planting the left hand under the shoulder. The right hand is going to peel up to the sky. From here, we're going to take a bow leg, so we're going to take the right hand to the right foot. This can be quite a tricky balance, in which case you're taking the left knee down, and then you can work from your kneeling side plank instead. So either or, entirely up to you. We're aiming to just find a stretch down the front right side of that quad, thinking about challenging our balance, opening out through the right side of the chest for 3, 2, and 1, swapping over, right hand plants, left hand lifts, finding a side plank. If you need to just hold, feel free, come to the knees if you need to. If you're feeling it, have a little play. Taking the left hand to the left foot, make sure the hips don't sag down. We're keeping the hips high, we're drawing that left heel in towards the bum, finding that really beautiful stretch down the left side of the body. Deep inhales, exhales, find 1 spot to focus on the breath. 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice job. Find your way to plank. Using the toes, move the body weight forwards, bending through the elbows into low plank. Inhale, up dog. Point the toes, shoulders back, stretch out through the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. So the hips are up high, the fingers are spread out wide, the core is engaged. Really stretch and reach up. And from there, we're going to move into wild thing via a scorpion. So the left foot lifts, the left heel comes towards the bum, right heel to earth. So quick little scorpion, just 1 breath in and out, and then let that left foot fall all the way behind you, reaching up tall, finding your way into wild thing. All right, from here, you're very welcome to stay here in your wild thing, just lifting and stretching up. Right hand is somewhere underneath the right shoulder. Make sure your shoulders aren't hunching and you've got the power through the glutes. If you want to have a play, take your, this is a right and left challenge, right foot over left, and press the hips up high. So it's a little wrap around wild thing. To really squeeze the glutes glutes here. Focus on balance. Use the abdominals, working here for 3. Going to take it back to down dog after this, 2. And 1 right foot plants, left hand plants, flip your way back, downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide, core engaged, wrapping triceps away from ears, hips high. Down dog, 1 breath, inhale. Exhale. Right side, right foot lifts, right heel to bum, scorpion leg, opening through the hips, 1 breath here, deep inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale. And then flipping your dog, right foot lands behind you, pressing the hips up high. So wild thing is a front extender, and it's all about finding strength in the back body. So squeeze the glutes and the abs, lift, lift, lift. Staying there if you like, if you're feeling it. We're taking the left foot over right and lifting up, stretching up. Little variation. So it's a bit like a box table. We're squeezing, lifting, challenging the balance. 1 hand, 1 foot for 3. Lift, 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 squeeze. Remember the glutes are powerful here. 2. And careful transition, 1. Left foot plants, right hand plants. Spinning your way back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And 1 more flow after this. Bend the knees, look to hands, hop, step, jump forwards. Inhale, long, flat back, reaching out. Exhale to fold. Ground down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extending up tall. And exhale, folding right back down. Inhale, find your long, flat back. Exhale, planting the hands, and we're coming into press-ups. So the elbows are going to come out at 45, hands under the shoulders, strong through the core. Feet can be slightly wider if you need to, knees if you need to. Let's go. So we're going to lower and press back up, nice and easy. Just our normal press-ups, aiming to lower and lift the body in one long line. Think about squeezing the core, working here for 5, 4. So slow and controlled lowers and lifts. 3, almost there. 2. And 1, find your way to plank, and from there straight back, down dog. Hips up high, stretching up into our downward facing dog. So just thinking about taking 1 deep breath in, and out here. And from here we're going to move to seated. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and jump through to seated. So when you're taking a jump through, what you want to do is almost imagine you're about to kick up to a handstand. So bend the knees, think about lifting the hips up as high as you can, and when the legs are in there, you're going to cross the legs and land on your bum. Just a little something to play with. Just focus on that height, and then when you're ready, extending the legs out in front of you. Soft bend through the knees, inhale, reaching up tall, and then start to angle the body forward, shimmy the hips out behind you, double leg forward fold. So we're thinking about finding that lovely deep stretch down the back of the legs. Inhale, reaching out, tailbone is grounding, lower rib cage reaches towards the knees. Inhale, stretching long, reaching long. Exhale, starting to relax down there. Shoulders can release down the back. Breath steady. Just a little prep, working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale. Relaxing the shoulders, slowing down the breath. 2. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. From there, we're rolling up. We're planting the hands halfway between the hips and the knees. So squeeze the core, lift, plant the hands between the hips and the knees, lift the butt off the mat, and then we're going to take it to a reverse table, squeeze the core, and then we're going to draw the hips back through the hands into an L sit. So if you want to, you can just take a reverse table instead. So that's why we're planting the hands, squeezing, pressing up, and slow lower. Thinking about using the core and the abs and the glutes for control, or if you want to take it back, we're using the core, using the strength in the arms to keep the hips off the mat, power up, lift up, and then dropping back again. Nice job, working here for 5. Really squeeze and lift. 4, rocking forwards and backwards with control. 3, nice job. 2, almost there. 1 more, squeeze up, power up, use the glutes. And release. Nice job. From there, cross the legs, find your way back to plank, and use the toes, move the body weight forwards, lower through low plank. Inhale, straight into up dog. Exhale your way all the way back to a downward facing dog. Thinking about spreading the fingers out wide, core engaged, hips up high, wrapping the triceps away from the ears. So we're going to jump to a little low squat next. So similar to when we're jumping through to seated, what you do is think about transferring the weight into the hands, keeping the hips up high, and giving yourself as much air time as possible to land the feet outside the hands. So look to the hands, little bend of the knees, to start to feel the weight come into the hands, and we're going to just hop forwards, landing the feet outside the hands, and then from there we can drop the hips down, find our way into a little yogi squat. So if you need to adjust the feet here, don't worry if the heels aren't down. We're just thinking about bringing the hands to heart center and pressing the elbows onto the insides of the legs, so we start to find this lovely deep stretch down through the hips. Inhaling, exhaling. So long through the spine, just taking one more breath here. Inhale, exhale. From there, think about finding power in the legs and power all the way up, hands to the sky. We're finding a wide chair pose. Weight into the heels, strong through the core. Lift up, stretch up, sink down with the heels, down with the hips. Weight is in the heels, squeeze the core. Working here for 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down, finding that little yogi squat. And this time we're going to take a twist, left hand plants, left forearm is pressing the left knee open, right hand is going to reach up to the sky. We're stretching out, opening out through the heart, through the hips. Reaching there for 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center, taking the right hand down. Right forearm is in the inside of the right knee, left hand is reaching open, stretching out, deep breaths in. And out for 3. So really open and stretch through the chest. 2, and 1. Come back through center, find that power in the feet and lift up, keeping the hips low, knees over ankles, hands to the sky, squeeze the core, stretch up, working there for 3. So sinking down, really feel that power in the quads and the glutes. 2, and 1. Coming all the way down. This time we're going to heel toe the feet together and find our way into a low toe stand. So start to let the knees fall forwards, the hands coming to the sky, little toe stand. So challenging the balance as the bum comes down towards the heels. See if you can bring the knees a little further forwards. Find a spot to focus on. Feel that lift up through the heart. Perfect. Working here for 3. So lifting up through the chest, strong core, shoulders down. 2. And we're going to take it to a chair. So dropping the heels down, knees stay over ankles, strong through the core, sending the hips out behind you. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. No, those legs are probably on fire. Hang on in. We're going to work here for another 3. Inhale. Exhale, make sure you're sinking the bum up behind you. Make sure that core is as tight as you can. 2. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Inhale all the way up. Well done. Great job. Hands to the heart center or down by the sides. Close the eyes. Engage the core. Long spine. Taking a deep breath in. And perfect. From there, transferring your weight into your right foot. Make sure big toe, little toe, heel are grounded. The right quad is engaged. The right glute is engaged. And we're going to extend the right hand down to the right corner of the mat, moving into standing half moon. So we're balancing on right hand, right foot. If you need to take a brick or a dictionary or anything you've got under that right hand, feel free. Left hand to left hip. Really flex that left foot, kick out, stretch out. Thinking about opening out through the side body, finding that lovely half moon balance. Thinking about maybe lifting that left hand up to the sky if that's available to you. Stretching up, reaching up, squeeze the core and open here for 3. We're going to take the left leg out in front of us, flowing into another balance. Left leg out, and then we're going to come back here. 2, and 1. Transition. Move the weight into the right foot. Left knee is going to lift out in front of you, shoulders back, strong core, and then kick out with that left foot. So try not to lean backwards. Try to use the power of this quad to lift and the core. So it's a really challenging little pose. Looks quite simple. You have to really switch on both legs, almost scissor the legs together for 3, 2, and 1. Careful, controlled, transfer back to your standing half moon. Right hand comes to the mat, left hand and left foot kick out, stretch out. Really focus on that extension. Kick, kick, kick for 3, 2, and we're going to take it up again. 1, left knee rises. Thinking about squaring the hips, thinking about engaging the core. If you can, we're kicking out with that left foot. If you want to lift the arms up this time, feel free. Engaging the muscles, that standing leg, you're doing really well. Just 1 more after this. Kick, 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 reach up, stretch up. 3, 2, 1, and take it back. Final standing half moon. Right hand comes down. Left foot kicks out. Left hand reaches up for 3. And we're going to take it to triangle next. 2, and 1. Left foot floats down behind you, heel to inner arch alignment, big wide stance. Take the arms out wide, power hard into both feet, squeeze the core, using that little movement forward sideways to reach forwards, and then windmilling the hands open. So what we're aiming for is to avoid sticking the bum out behind you, avoid being soggy with the legs. We want to really press hard into both legs, keep the core engaged, and focus on rotating, on stretching. Should feel like a lovely deep stretch down the inside of this right leg. Squeezing the glutes, inhale. Exhale, lovely stretch through the chest down the inside of that right leg for 3. So deep breaths in and out, focusing on that lateral stretch, 2. And 1, float up to stand, windmill the hands, and find your way back to downward facing dog. So stretching up with the hips, that right leg's probably feeling quite extended by now. We'll take it all on the left. In 3, inhale. Exhale, chest sinking through the arms, 2. And 1 little bend of the knees, hop to hands. Inhale, find your long flat back, stretch. Exhale to fold. Grounding down with the feet, reach, rise, lift, extending up tall. And bringing your hands to heart center or down by the sides, engaging the core, tucking the pelvis, long spine, shoulders back. Just take a moment, reground, reset, inhale. Exhale. Perfect. From there, transferring the weight into the left foot toes are spreading out, engaging the muscles of that standing leg. We're taking the left hand down to the left corner of the mat. Right hand is on the right hip, starting to draw the rib cage round. So imagine you're tucking the left rib cage around, drawing the right rib cage to the sky. Remember, you flex or point or floint those right toes. That's going to help activate the muscles of that standing leg. So right hip and right shoulder start to come over left. Maybe start to extend that right hand to the sky if you can. Focusing on finding strength in that standing leg. You should also be feeling a nice deep stretch. We're also kicking out, stretching out, strengthening that right leg. Deep breaths in and out. Focus on power, focus on stability. Remember, we're going to take it up to that extended balance and then back again. Working here for 3. Focus on engaging every muscle. Stretch out, reach out, 2. And 1, carefully, with control, transfer the weight into that left foot. Try and catch the balance. Left quad engaged, left glute engaged, right knee lifts, and if you can, right foot kicks out in front of you. Try not to lean backwards. Remember, the quads and the glutes have to be fired up, and the abs are helping here. Almost imagine you're scissoring the legs together, shoulders back. Nice job. Hang on in there. 3. We're going to take it back to standing half moon. 2. And 1. Flow it out. Left hand is planting. Right hand to the sky, reach out, stretch up, maybe a little more space in this second attempt, maybe a little more space down the back of that hamstring, down the inside of the left leg. So kick, 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 reach up, working here for 3. Deep breaths in and out, we're coming up again, 2. And 1, really slowly, with care, transfer the weight. Feel that power in that left leg, right knee lifts, if you can. Right leg is going to kick out. Maybe the hands come up to the sky this time. Reach, reach, reach. Focus on extension. Ground down. Big toe, little toe, heel. Squeeze. Scissor the legs together. Great job. 3. Almost there. 2. Kick higher. Nice. 1. Slowly back. Final standing half moon. Left hand and left foot ground. Right foot to the sky. Right hand to the sky. Kick, kick, kick. Stretch out. And think about that movement to triangle. So we're going to take the right foot as far back as we can. Reaching up. 3. 2, and let's go. Move that right foot back, landing heel to inner arch alignment, adjusting if you need to. Left foot facing forwards, right foot long side of the mat, strong core, strong legs, engaging the muscles of the legs. Lean forwards, try not to stick the bum out behind you, try not to lean forwards, find that lateral movement, and when you're ready, windmilling the hands open. So remember, you want to draw the glutes in. Imagine you're drawing the left foot back and the right foot forwards. Reach out, stretch out through the heart. Taking that slight spiral, should feel a lovely stretch down the right side body, down the inside of the left leg. And breathe. Working here for 3. So we're going to move to lunge sequence next. 2. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, windmilling the hands, finding your way back, down dog. So taking that little stretch, that little wiggle through your backs of the hamstrings, hopefully feeling like those legs are a little bit more open now. Take a moment to slow down the breath. Working here for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1. Right foot rises. Inhale, lift up, stretch up. And exhale, right foot lands between the hands. From there, ground down with the left toes and rise up, reach up. we're finding a crescent lunge. So if you feel a bit wobbly in your crescent lunge, you can take that left foot slightly further out to the left side of the mat. Right knee is over right ankle, maybe sliding that left foot back, engaging the muscles of the core, of the glutes. We get a neutral pelvis stretching down the front of the left hip flexor. Inhale, reaching up tall. And exhale, we're going to stretch back with the arms, reaching back, opening through the heart. Inhale, lift up, open up, stretch. Exhale, flow it back, stretch back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. One more time. Inhale, reach and lift. And exhale, stretch back. Inhale, lifting up tall. And from there, drop the left knee down. And we're just going to rock back into a half split. So we're going to let the right toes rise. You might want to then, once you've lifted the toes to the sky, shuffle the right foot forwards. We're aiming to find a deep stretch down the back of the right leg. Inhaling and exhaling, starting to feel the body drape down. If you want to take it further and move towards a full split, I say very much towards, or you might be able to come a little deeper. We're moving forwards, take loads of weight in the hands. The right foot is moving forwards. We're aiming to find space down the back of the right leg and through the left hip flexor. Deep breaths in and out. So we're finding that lovely deep stretch. Hang on in there. Don't feel like you've got to push it. This is all about patience, all about the breath. Just gently letting yourself come into it with time. Working here for 3. Deep breaths in and out. 2. And 1. Really carefully start to heel toe that right foot back, that left knee forwards. And then when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands around to the left side of the mat, spin on the toes, and we're finding our way into a wide leg forward fold. So both toes are facing the long side of the mat. Inhale, reach out, stretch out. Make sure the hips are moving over the heels. The core is engaged. Stretch. Exhale, start to fold, relax down. So we're aiming to find that beautiful deep stretch right down through the back of the hammies, through the lower back, little semi-inversion, letting the head and the shoulders release and relax. Inhale. Exhale, feeling that spine drape. Working here for 3. Inhale, reaching out along with the spine. Exhale, fold. 2. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. From there, we're going to walk the hands back to the front of the mat, twisting on the toes. Left hand plants, left toes plant. And inhale, reach the right hand right up to the sky. Powering the legs into the mat, squeezing the core, rotating, stretching out through the heart, through the outside of the right leg for 3. Deep breaths in. And out, stretch out. 2. And 1, right hand plants, right foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Second side, coming up, let's go. Left foot rises, inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, landing that left foot between the hands. Right toes ground and rising all the way up. Just finding some time to find your lunge. Left knee is over left ankle. Right toes are grounding. Make sure you've got a nice comfortable hip width distance between the feet. Slight tuck of the pelvis. You maybe want to feel that stretch down. Oh, the right hip flexor. Engaging the core. When you're ready, let's flow it out. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, stretching back, reaching back, opening out through the heart. Inhale, reach up, flow the hands to the sky. Exhale, stretch and reach and power back. 1 more time, inhaling tall, lifting up. Exhale back, stretch out. 1 more, inhale, lift. And exhale, drop the right knee down, release the hands. And we're turning the left toes to the sky, moving into a half splits. So you might want to start to slide that left foot further forwards. Just take a moment in your half splits, thinking about squaring the hips, inhaling. And exhale, start to let the body weight drape down over that left leg. Remember, you're super welcome to stay there, or if you're feeling it, we might start to slide that left foot further forwards, that right foot further back. So we start to move into a full splits. Deep breaths in, and out as we open up space down the right hip flexor, down the back of the left leg, inhaling. Exhaling, nice job. We're just going to relax in here, focus on the breath, working here for another 3, inhale. Exhale, feel into that breath, notice how it's flowing. Be mindful too. Trying to relax in without force. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. From there, we're going to heel toe that left foot back, that right foot in. And then when we're ready, we're going to spin around and find our way into a wide leg forward fold. This time we're going to take it into a little squat, so we're going to drop the hips down. So we're finding almost like a little football squat, hips down behind us, and take the arms out wide. Thinking about the backs of the hands coming to the sky, drawing the shoulder blades together, long through the spine, really challenging the legs and the core here. And we're just going to hang out here for 5 deep breaths in and out. Feel the chest opening, drawing the backs of the hands to the sky. 4, we're almost there. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Make sure you're not collapsing the legs. Feel that power. 3, 2, and 1. From there, straighten the legs, walk the toes around, and then we're going to plant the right hand in line with the left inner arch, and inhale the right hand up to the sky. Little twist lunge to finish. Think about powering the legs into the mat, rotating the body open, finding that lovely stretch down the outside of the left leg. Working here for 3. So we're going to move into abs next. 2, and 1. Plant both hands, stretch back, downward facing dog. Hips up high, strong core, lengthening spine. For 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1, hop to seated. So from here we're going to roll all the way down to lie on our backs, and we're going to take little heel taps here, so nice little oblique exercise. We're going to take chin to chest, squeeze the core, and we're going to reach for one heel, reach for the other, reach for one, reach for the other, keeping the core engaged. Try to feel that little reach out from the side body. If you need to support the neck, you can support the head, you can do so. Thinking about working from side to side for just 5, squeezing in the core. 4, well done. 3, 2, 1, and release. Soles of the feet are together, and from there we're going to take little froggy bridge pulses. So we're going to squeeze the glutes, lift up, slow, controlled, lower down. So we're getting into the glutes. Working here for just 5. So squeeze and lift. Slow, lower, using the abs. 4. Well done. Squeeze and up, stretch up, opening through the hips. 3. Well done. 2. And 1. All right, we're going to keep the feet where they are, and we're going to take the hands over the head. Inhale and exhale, chin to chest, squeeze the core, reach forwards, and we're going to pulse here. So squeezing in the core, we're just going to pulse, pulse, pulse as before. If you need to take the hands behind the back of the head, you feel free. What you want to do though is feel like the chin is on the chest, and this movement is all about those lower abdominal muscles. So we're just contracting and releasing tiny little micro movements, working here for 10, 9, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We got this. 8, almost there. 7, focus on that squeeze, that burn. 5, working right into the lower abs. 4, take a little stretch up to this. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Great job. Plant the feet down. Left ankle comes onto right knee, and take a little pigeon bridge. So nice little stretch right down through the back of that left leg. Shoulders relaxing, spine is long, and breathe. Inhaling. Exhaling. So we're finding this really lovely deep stretch right down through the back of the left glute, down the back of the left leg. Back of the neck is long, stretching in there. Inhaling and exhaling for 3 deep breaths in and out. 2. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, and swapping over. Right ankle comes onto left knee, and we're just taking that little stretch on the other side. So we're finding that lovely big deep stretch right down through the back of the right leg. The shoulders relaxing, the spine is long. Inhaling and exhaling there. Working there for another 5. Inhaling, exhale. 4 deep breaths in and out. 3, 2, 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Release. Awesome stuff. From there, give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock and roll. We're going to rock all the way up to find a little bit of a side crow. So we're going to start off with a normal side crow, and then I'll teach you a little funky variation. So finding a side crow, we're just going to find a toe stand. We did a toe stand earlier. The lower half of the body is squeezed together as one. From there, we're just going to bring the hands to the heart center, and we're going to twist. So we're taking left elbow to right knee here. So the back elbow often ends up a bit hanging loose. What you want to do is tuck both elbows underneath the thigh. From there, plant the hands down, If you plant the hands down, and that means that you lose the connection of the elbows under the thighs, just make sure you've got that connection, move the hands further back. From there, it's going to feel like it might not work. What you're going to do is lean the head forwards and start to let the toes float away from the mat, and you find your way into a little side crow balance. So it's all about letting yourself just seesaw and float into it. So we're not really using strength here, it's just a balance. So taking that on the other side, we're just going to squeeze the core, lift. Remember, both elbows need to be glued on to the side. So if you take both elbows applies and lean forwards and you lose one, just make sure you've got that connection. Fingers are spread out wide. Remember, you're pressing into the fingertips, into the second knuckles. And then from there, we're taking that little gentle float out, strong core, and finding a balance. So that's our basic side crow. You're very welcome to stay there. If you want to have a little play with an eagle side crow, we're going to sink down low, and we're going to cross the legs. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see. So a bit like you need the loo, you're going to cross the legs. From there, we're going to come on down, and same as before, we're going to take both elbows underneath the thighs, rock forwards. You can even wrap the legs around each other, and you find this really lovely, funky little variation of a eagle crow balance. And then taking it on the other side. Again, you just pop one leg over. So some of the hardest bit of this pose is actually getting down to the floor. So you can pop down, and then you kind of have to trust it's going to work. Coming on down with this little cross, reaching forwards, and maybe starting to tuck the legs around each other, finding this little crow variation. So that's two different versions of side crow to play with. So remember, it's all about control, all about balance. Think about that strong core and letting yourself just seesaw forwards. So much like with our normal crow, where the fingers are spread out wide, the knees are around the upper arms, it's a sense of almost just gliding forwards, squeezing the toes, squeezing the core, and just letting yourself float forwards. So it's something to play with. If you're done playing, come on down, and we'll just take a final few little stretches and wiggles. So giving yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch, and taking a happy baby. So taking your peace sign fingers around the big toes, knees in towards the armpits, and thinking about pressing the whole of the lower back down towards the floor, letting the shoulders relax. Deep breaths in. And so reaching the soles of the feet to the sky, the tailbone to the floor, stretching out for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 1, release. Left leg extends, hugging in with the right knee, and take the left hand to the right knee, drawing the right knee across the body, maybe tucking that left hip down so the right hip is directly over left, and then letting the right hand extend. Inhale, feel that long stretch out as the right knee and right hand move away from each other, and then release the right shoulder, right knee down towards the mat, facilitating that beautiful stretch down through the lower back. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. 1 more deep breath in. And out, release. Right foot extends, hug in with the left knee. And when you're ready, inhale. And exhale, take that little twist. So once again, just make sure the hips are even. So you've got that left hip above right. Maybe the gaze turns out towards the left. We're taking the right hand to the left knee, stretching out long, deep breaths in. And well done. Working there for 3. Inhale. Exhale, relaxing the left shoulder down, letting the gaze turn away. 2. 1 more really deep, full breath in. And from there, coming through center, give yourself a little squeeze, a little wiggle, a little stretch. And then from there, we're just going to yawn the arms and the legs out. Take it, stretch out. Inhale. And exhale, release, relax. So taking some time in our Shavasana. Closing the eyes. Bringing the awareness back towards the breath. Noticing how your breath feels in your body right now in this moment. Whether it's changed from the beginning of class, and seeing if you can encourage it to become fuller and deeper. Slow it down. Deep breaths into the lower belly, into the back body, into the heart space, and away. Feeling the body release down with every exhale. The feet and the legs heavy. Inhaling. Exhaling. The shoulders, elbows, wrists and hands heavy. Eyes are soft. Forehead soft. Jaw releasing. Just feeling the body switch off and rest. And just taking 5 more really deep breaths in and out here. At rest, nothing to do, no one to please, but chill out. Three more breaths. Inhaling. Exhale, 2. Taking 1 more really deep breath in. And from there, just start to give yourself a little wiggle, a little stretch. Maybe drawing the knees in, give them legs a little windscreen wiper from side to side. Maybe giving yourself a little hug in, a little stretch. Quite nice to draw some circles with the lower back here, one way and the other way. When you're ready, rocking and rolling up or rolling into a ball on one side and finding your way up to a final comfortable seat. So here, just letting the sit bones ground, feeling the tailbone tuck under, engaging the core, spine extends, crown of head reaches to the sky. Deep breath in. And taking 1 more deep, nourishing breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, open the eyes. Inhale, reach up tall, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart. And thank you all so much for joining. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste. Well done, team. Well done. Great job. Thank you.